The highlights of Bikers for Mandela Day 2016 was definitely the departure, starting off at a project at Bethany House, knowing what wonderful work happens already at Bethany House, and then being in a position to pull together a number of people, including political figures like the Premier of Gauteng. The guys that participate, they felt encouraged, they felt supported, if it's by a political office.
I would like to thank all of you, thank everybody for what you are doing, and I am certain that Tata is smiling today.
And they certainly touch lives along the way, but bikers are touched as well. So I think embrace the opportunities that are afforded to you and have a wonderful time.
We wish you a wonderful trip, and to all the bikers, thank you very, very much.
We shouldn't just do it for the few days that Bikers is there, but that as we fight against any kind of violence, especially gender-based violence, we need to be saying we're doing it in honor of Mandela.
Also, day one, arriving at Mnotweni's son in the afternoon, we had the movie screening of this act, Anna. We were in the privileged position to have Charlene Brouwer, who plays the lead actress in the film, with us. Of course, also we had all the celebrities with us who participated in the program, like Diane Broodryk, like Josina Machel, who was also a victim of abuse last year and lost sight of her one eye. She gave a beautiful speech between the movie screenings, encouraging people also to stand up against abuse. Day two was definitely arriving at the police station in Barberton, being overwhelmed by people completely, the public just showing up, and then also finding people like Cindy. She's an absolute angel. That was beautiful to watch how she was also received by the celebrities like Karen Zoid and Carlien van Jaarsveld, and how they were touched by what she does, and introducing her to her own community. For us bikers, being that link between the community and the police station, and the women that do the work from GRIP specifically. So we had the handovers of the SABC Foundation and the handover of the First for Women Trust, another 50,000 Rand check that was handed over.
For me, it's $1 million just to save one person, to give something to lean on, that you can live and you can survive after being a victim.
The more people will know that, listen, yes, I've been abused, I've been through trauma, but where I'm going is safe. Where I'm going, I'll be understood, I'll be looked after. So I think that's important for people to be made aware of.
It's the first point of call for them when they have just been abused. This is the place that they would come to for the testing to be done, for the DNA to be found, and that type. So these people that work here serve probably the most gruesome part of that whole ordeal.
The journey of bikers is so beautiful, because one has the opportunity of being in nature, being one with the world, but at the same time driving such a beautiful cause, and for that I'm eternally grateful.
In 2015, Mrs. Machel actually said to me that next year when we do Bikers, meaning 2016, we should really think of going to Mozambique. I toyed with the idea, and then when we did the recce in April this year, I discovered that it wasn't impossible to go to Mozambique. It was going to be feasible, basically, but also, very importantly, it was the first time a Mandela Day initiative was taken into Mozambique. I think we could no longer ignore the fact that there is a special bond between Mozambique and South Africa because of the marriage between Madiba and Mrs. Machel.
Now, I'm also part of Nando Support's Goodbye Malaria, and we're going to be doing a lot of work, and the bikers are all going to a place called Namahash to support a program that we've been very active with. It's a project that's very close to our hearts, make a big impact in our neighbours as well, because I think Madiba as well stood for helping Africa, for hugging Africa, for the rest of Africa. And so my 67 minutes is definitely going to be spent on our malaria program, and doing some work there. And I'm so excited that Zelda and the Mandela bikers have agreed to come to Namahash.
But the idea here is to have this as a centre of excellence for malaria, not only for our project, but for the entire country and even neighbouring countries, where they can actually send their people, where we can actually train them and do a lot of capacity development, which is something that's really needed in Africa, is capacity. So I think long term it's very exciting to develop this place, to where it should be.
Josina Machel started an initiative after this abuse incident called Kagluka. It is a movement against abuse. It's also encouraging people, inspiring people to stand up against abuse and supporting women in similar situations. We received a donation from Good Morning Angels of Jacaranda FM, and then on Saturday night in Maputo we had a little fundraising dinner where people were really invited as paying guests to come and enjoy an evening with all our celebrities. And the money we raised through the ticket sales to this dinner event was donated to Josina's initiative as well. I think both the bikers and the guests attending the event in Maputo on Saturday night were excited to see a very intimate performance of Karen Zoid and Carlien van Jaarsveld. On Sunday afternoon, we arrived back in Mandela after our round trip to Mozambique in the GRIP Centre at the Rob Ferreira Hospital. Our celebrities once again stepped up. They delivered goods not only for the people and the patients there, but also for the workers, because as a social worker or as a GRIP worker, supporting an NGO that work with rape and abuse every single day, that takes of you emotionally as well, and very few people ever stop to thank them. And again, Karen Zoid and Carlien van Jaarsveld from their own pockets and completely spontaneously donated perfumes and little things to make the GRIP workers and the social workers and the nurses in those facilities to make them feel special by giving them little gifts and spoiling them.
Yeah, Mandela Day to anybody out there living their life here in South Africa. May you have a blessed day, and may we all keep continuing the spirit of Ubuntu and caring for one another, knowing that we are only as strong as our weakest links. And at the moment, unfortunately, the weakest links in South Africa being our vulnerable women and children. Let's take care of one another, let's take care of them, let's teach them to care.
Bikers for Mandela Day 2016 ends in Mamelodi. It was our duty that we find something close to home to support. So specifically because of the recent incidents in Mamelodi, it was important for me to find something there. Secondly, also, it is Mandela Day. We can't return home and not do anything on Mandela Day itself. Madiba had this way of making everyone feel special on his birthday. It almost felt as if everyone else was celebrating a birthday as well. That was his special way of touching the other people's lives. And even now in death, he does that. We feel like it's someone's birthday to be celebrated, and we give. It is the perfect way to end such a successful Bikers for Mandela Day 2016.
Bikers for Mandela Day, they have joined the effort with us to make sure that what we are doing here, we get to make the center to be more appealing to the youngsters who are benefiting out of the programs that are implemented by this center.
It's been incredible, man. The great South Africans out there who are making things happen in their own communities. Hopefully we've encouraged the rest of the community to get involved. But it was a great trip as always, and I'm ready for the next one.
We had an incredible team of sponsors and supporters behind us this year. I think noticeably, and again for the fourth year, it was First for Women. I serve as the patron of the First for Women Trust, and therefore it was very befitting that we also decided on the theme of gender-based violence and inspiring confidence as an overall theme for the ride. Nando's sponsored all our food throughout the journey. Land Rover SA provided all our transport, loan cars for the journey. BMW Bavarian in Pretoria provided loan bikes. In Track 4 route, they opened all the toll gates for us. And we had the medical backup of Netcare 911, who travelled with an ambulance and 2 paramedics with us throughout the journey. And the paramedics even participated in the charitable projects, so they were really part and parcel of the journey. Jacaranda FM, Good Morning Angels, they are always in support of the initiative. The SABC Foundation came on board donating 2 specific initiatives, and then the artists and the bikers themselves also donated. Of course, the beautiful hotels where we stayed throughout the journey also gave us wonderful discounts, and that all helps for us to be able to present this ride. It's hard work putting this all together. It's draining, it's exhausting. You are tired after 5 days also on the motorbike of following a schedule, but it's for him, and that makes it worth it every time.